Hey. So, Boomerang, the show on BET, based on the movie starring Eddie and Hallie and Robin and Eartha and Grace and Nim. This is what we're reviewing. I'm giving you the first 2 episodes now. I'll give you the next 2 episodes in the next video, and by the time I get that out, the 6th episode will have aired, so I'll give you the 5th and 6th in that 3rd video, and then we'll go on and do one by one, I think. The show, the first 2 episodes really felt more like the setting the scene, so there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, but I'm going to give you what I have. And it begins with Bryson and Simone. Simone is, I believe, Eddie Murphy's character. I've watched Boomerang, but it's been, Lord knows how, it's been a long periodically time. It's been a while. So I'm not super familiar with who these characters are, like, who their parents are supposed to be. I'm not familiar with. I mean, I know. Who cares? It's been so long since I've done a review that I'm bumbling and I'm not I'm not like on it like I want to be, but whatever, I'm here. Anyway, so I think Simone is supposed to be Eddie Murphy's character's daughter. I don't know if she's Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry's daughter. I'm not 100% sure. It was not very clear to me, but who cares? Simone works at the agency with Bryson and Crystal. And we start off there doing this super cheesy 90s commercial. You got this dude with this kid in play, high top situation. And this woman with this, you know, wig abomination. It was very Tamar Braxton in wig. Now, see, I didn't have to. I didn't have to do that, but I did. And it's been done. And I shed what I shed. But anyway, so they're all like doing this, it's this 90s, like, hey girls, drink this, you know, drink this energy drink because we're black and we power. And at one point they're like, all right, slavery. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Come on, slavery. Okay. All right, come on, slavery. So in the commercial, the guy is talking to this darker skinned woman, and at some point he leaves her and walks off with a lighter skinned woman, and Simone yells cut. Apparently, even though it's her father's company, she does not have the power to say cut. And I'm saying here, like, I don't like that. I feel like she should be able to say cut if cut is on her heart to say. I really do feel that way, but whatever. Her boss, it's so weird. It's weird. My family owns businesses, and it's strange when somebody who is not a part of your family is your boss. Like, how you run me and this I own 51% of this gosh darn company. I don't understand. Anyway, so the boss is upset, honey, and you don't say cut, I say cut, and blah blah, you know, whatever. And she's like, well, listen, you can't have you can't have him talking to a black girl and walking off with a slightly less black girl. It's just not. That's not the tea. That's not it, sweetness. That ain't how, you know, Black Twitter will eat us alive. That ain't it. And you know, boss lady is all, you know, you don't tell me what to do. And Simone quits, basically. She's over it. She decides to go, you know, go out on her own. On my own. Oh, that was the name of the Smollett show. On Our Own. Rest in peace. Anyway, let me look at the notes. I ain't looked at the notes yet. So, Bryson. Drew from Everybody Hates Chris. He is a kiss ass. Basically, he's like, put some respect on your daddy's name. Your daddy is the greatest. Your daddy. Your daddy. Daddy. Your daddy. Put some respect on your daddy's name. And I'm saying, like, again, my family, they own the things, and people greatly respect, you know, those that we would consider my daddy. And they try to tell me to put some respect on my daddy's name, and I sit here and I say, that's my daddy. If I don't want to put no respect on that nigga name, I don't have to, because, girl, he my daddy. I know him better than you. It doesn't make sense for you, who are not my brother, to tell me to put some respect on my daddy name. If I feel the need to disrespect my daddy's name, or not give him his dues, or give him the things, that's my daddy. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense to me when people try to tell tell people how to feel about their family. That don't make no sense to me. If I don't want to put no respect on that nigga name, I don't have to put no respect on that nigga name, and that's just what it is. Period. With a T at the end. So he's like kissing the ass of the nigga that ain't even here. He's not here. Mr. Graham ain't even here, and he just, you know, your father is a legend. He is that man. He put together all the things, all the stuff and all the things. And I'm just like, ugh, the ghetto. No one has time. Anyway, so as I told you, Simone quit. She go back to the house. She watching, you know, trash TV laying on the couch. And I don't know if this is just her best friend or if this is her roommate or what, but I guess it's her best friend and not her roommate. And I'll get to why I think that it's not her roommate later. But anyway, the point is, she walks in the house and it's like, so you done started watching a TV show without me? How dare you? And then they get into conversation basically about, you know, you need to figure out what you're going to do with your life. And I've had to have that conversation so many times. It's just a shame. It is a shame how many times people feel the need to come and tell me I need to figure out what to do with my life like it's not my life. Like, girl, obviously I need to figure out what to do with my life. It goes right on back to telling me to put some respect on my daddy name. Like, it's mine. Anyway, so
how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? All right. Yes. No, my parents.
Are they in it? Are they there?
They should be.
Okay. I was just going to ask them if they wanted the roof checked out.
Okay. Well, you should be able to knock on the door and ask them. No problem. Why is it? Can somebody tell me why? When I'm in the middle of doing the things. Anyway, where was I? The friend is like, you need to figure out how to pay these bills, blah, blah, blah. And Simone is like, I'm going to start my own agency. I'm going to go out on my own. And the friend, Crystal, sweetie, come sit over here with me. Come have a seat. How old is Crystal supposed to, how old are you? Crystal seemed like she ought to be in her 30s where everybody else is in their 20s. Crystal looked like she doesn't look per se in the face, but she carries herself like she a good 35, 36. And Simone is probably 22, 24, maybe 26. She don't look like she's a day past 27. Drew from Everybody Hates Chris, he looked like he probably just graduated high school. Pastor David looked like he about to graduate high school. And Ari, who, I looked at Ari and I said, okay, our sister is zesty with these, what is it, Ndajaka braids from these Killmonger braids from Black Panther. I said, oh, we have a sister in our presence. We have a sister in our, anyway, we'll get to our sisters later. But yeah, it just, sis, you carry yourself like you're a great deal older than the rest of your friends, first of all. Second of all, in this scene, and it didn't carry on, but in her introductory scene, our niece was giving us Tyler Perry diction. It was very, you know, you need to figure out what to do with your life. I'm like, girl, the drama. The drama. Anywho, but whatever. Bryson and Crystal are sitting in, or standing, I guess, they're in an undisclosed location. They're in the second room. And they're talking about the commercial shoot, I guess, and how lame it is.
Just when I come to the door, just tell them if they want their roof checked out.
Okay.
We've been doing the ones doing most of the inspection on the roof.
Okay.
So check it out. Just tell them to give us a call.
Will do.
I'll be glad to check it out.
All right.
It don't cost anything for us to get up there and inspect it.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You see me doing the things. You hear me talking. You see that there's a camera. And I'm not editing it out because I'm lazy. So anyway, they're sitting or standing, they're in a room talking about how lame the 90s commercial is, and Bryson basically pitches to Crystal what he wants to do, what he would have done for the commercial rather than what needed to be, what they did. I'm thrown off because this man threw me off. I'm like, is he gonna come back and talk again? You done talked to me twice in the middle of this one video. But anyway, he basically pitches to Crystal what he would have done instead of the 90s commercial that the Asian people said that they liked it, whatever. So he's pitching and he's talking about young, black, and gifted, and young people want it all, and Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't an energy drink, give me an energy drink. Some people want diamond rings, I just want nothing. If it ain't an energy drink, energy drink. Like, that's what he was giving. It's like, don't give me nothing, but give me everything. And also give me an energy drink. And I was like, okay. Anyway, the head of the company clapped, and he was like, that was good, pitch it. And so he gets the opportunity to pitch the commercial. We swoop over to the strip club where Lala Scissorhands Milan is in there giving us twirls. She was giving us yoga, and somehow Simone, sitting out in the seat looking homosexual as all get out, sipping her drink, staring at this young lady. She's like, she sees potential. She sees a star. And I'm like, how? Where? When? She wasn't doing nothing. That's like somebody walking down the street right now, seeing me leaned over in this car like this and saying, you have potential. You're a star. And I'm just like, I'm sitting out here with my vitamin E oil just glistening all over my face. Like, but anyway, so they get back into the stripping room. And do they call it a dressing room if you get undressed? Can somebody who used to be a stripper or used to go with a stripper let me know if you when you're a stripper? I know a lot of people call them the locker rooms, but would you call it an undressing room? Because you go in there with your sweatsuit on or whatever, and then you come out without your clothes on. But I guess after you sit, you go back in and get dressed and go home. I don't know. What would you call it? A dressing undressing dressing room? I don't care. So Simone is like, give me 10% of everything you make and I'll make you a star. And I'm sitting here like, but what did she do? RuPaul, what, Bianca Del Rio, what is it that you do successfully, quickly? What, like, give me 10% of everything you make and I'm going to make you a celebrity. How? That's just like when Kanye West and Twista and them promised that young hussy that they was gonna make her a celebrity overnight. Like, what did she do? And who did they make a celebrity? Who is it? I've yet to see the girl be a celebrity. I've never heard someone's origin story. Well, I went, with Twista and Kanye West and them, and I went to sleep and woke up and I was a celebrity. I just don't understand. So I'm trying to figure out what potential do you see? Because they had this like light business meeting in the dress and undress and dressing room, where it's like, sign to my agency and give me 10% of what you make and it'll be great. And I was waiting on them to say like she gonna put out a record or a fitness video, donkey booty versus stallion booty, like on Real Housewives of Atlanta, like something. They didn't say nothing. And I'm just like, what? You gonna get 10% of her stripping money? What? She already stripping. She don't have to pay you to continue to strip. I'm confused. Anyway, they get home after the strip club, and Simone calls Bryson, and Bryson FaceTimes, and Bryson sees that it's Simone, and he takes off his do-rag. And I want him to understand that do-rags are sexy. Do-rags are sexy. You got your man, and he ain't had no shirt on, and he really doesn't have like a supreme body, but it's alright. But you see your man with his shirtlessness and his do-rag, and it's like, oh, you comfortable, huh? Hey, it's that kind of thing. I don't know why he took off the do-rag. The do-rag was cute. Plus, you at home chilling. You didn't bother to put on a shirt. Why you take off the do-rag? I don't understand. But anyway, they have a conversation. She convinces Bryson to put, what's Lala's character's name? Tia in the commercial. And long story short, honey, they record this commercial. Simone overruns everything, and basically it's just her commercial. And it's like, you could have just stayed at the ad agency if you're gonna do the ad work. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it, but okay. So they shoot the commercial. You see Lala dancing and doing what do you call this? But exercise, honey. You can tell I'm a hefty girl. I'm obese, honey, because I don't know what do you call it when you put this is barbells, weights? I don't know, but she was doing this with the cans of beverage and laying out in a meadow, honey, a field of grass, and that was the whole commercial. and it was whack. And the Asian fellow was just like, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I liked what you had at first. I don't know what this, you know, incarnation of it is. I don't like this. We're gonna go with the slaves. We gonna go with outright slavery. At some point, Tia texts someone saying that she heard their song and asked if they were still in town, and then we see her open the door, and this gentleman caller is standing at the door, like leaned over to the farthest of the side and rocking back and forth. And I'm like, is he okay? Is he all right? Do we need to get a stretcher? He doesn't seem stable on his feet. If I opened the door and there was a gentleman caller on the other side of the door and he was leaned and rocking, I'd be like, this is not what Lil Jon died for, or D4L. They didn't tell you to lean with it, rock with it, for you to show up at my door like this. That's something you do at the club. You do the moves at the club. You don't stand in my door and lean with it, rock with it. That's just D4L. They did not sacrifice their careers and their lives for this. They didn't. Anyway, I didn't need the sex scene. I didn't. It was jarring. You know, he was standing at the door leaning and rocking, and I'm thinking, oh God, is he all right? Has he been stabbed? You know, when folks get stabbed and then they ring your doorbell on these movies, honey, they get stabbed or shot and they ring the doorbell and they unstable and then they just fall in the door and then you see them at the hospital in the next scene. So I'm thinking we about to go to the hospital because he didn't look stable. And child, next thing I know, she's up on him riding like the white horse. She's yee-hawing down boots, and I'm just like, no thanks, no thank you. They could have given us a 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. They could have been playing some, I don't recall them playing any, you know, wow, 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 I've been really trying, baby. Like, they didn't give me, I needed a something to let me know the next thing I was gonna see was her all up on top of this man. Anyway, next thing we see is, you know, they finished with their fornication, and they're laying side by side, and he's telling her that basically he wants like a relationship and she don't, which I thought was a unique little twist, because usually it's the opposite way. Well, on TV, honey, because in my personal life, everybody be like, so can we date? And I'd be like, no, thank you. But anyway, he's telling her, you know, if you would stop playing, this could be us, but you playing, basically. And she's just like, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to take all these pictures of our children and what I've made for you for dinner and let that be my entire Instagram account. Like, I got goals. And he's like, well, what's wrong with taking pictures of our kids and posting what? Like, nigga, that's not what she wants. Like, he mad at her for being young. Like, I don't understand. It's just, give her 10, 15 more years and maybe she'll want to settle down, but it's rude of you to assume that she wants to. I don't care. I just realized I don't care. Anyway, so I forgot to mention at the commercial shoot, David gonna get on my nerves. Pastor David, we sitting there, and what's his name? Jesus. Drew from Everybody Hates Chris. Bryson. He's giving, you know, we just tweaked the concept a little bit, talking about how, what is her name? God, Simone has overrun everything with, you know, all of her ideas. David gonna say, what does God think? I can't have, I spent several of my years, one of my nearest and dearest God sisters is so saved, bless her heart, she real saved. Saved. All the words, all the letters are capital in her savedness. She is, I ain't never met nobody more saved. And she's, you know, we love her. We love her down boots. You know, I'll go to her house and, you know, we cool, we dap it up. The thing about it is, I cannot maneuver in my everyday life with her being a part of my everyday life, with her being as saved as she is and me being not as saved as she is. Because we love, trust, and acknowledge our Heavenly Father over here, but not quite like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable like cursing in front of her, talking about, you know, anything kind of risque. No, I mean, we've had conversations before, but it ain't the same, honey. We can't get down and talk about the tea, you know, because she's saved. And that's how I feel like David is. Like, we love you, David, but you can't come to all the functions with us. You can't be, Everybody drinking. David got water. Like, oh, David. So anyway, the episode ends with Simone and Bryson flirting. Basically. So all season, I guess we're gonna do the is she is or is she ain't my baby. You know, is they is or is they ain't gonna get together. Let me move on to episode 2. It really wasn't a lot. Again, I told you this, they're establishing, you know, what we need to know to continue on with the season. So I just don't really do Ari. I don't really like him. I don't care for Ari. He's too much. He's a lot. Like, on the one hand, it's like, I sense homosexuality in you. That's like the first thing when I saw him, I was like, I have a feeling. You know how when you go to church and the prophets be prophesying, honey, and it's just, you know, I feel in my spirit. That's how I feel when I see gays. I have a feeling. I feel that there's homosexuality. So on the one hand, it's like, okay, you know, we love the gays. We celebrate the gays. You know, Marsha P. Johnson is a constant stay in my diaphragm. If anybody's seen Got to Be Real, you'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, but on the other hand, he's got like this womanizing side to him where it's like he's telling his friends, you know, y'all weak and I'm an alpha male and women love an alpha male. And it's like, yeah, but not all of them. Like, I don't really prefer to be disrespected by men. Personally, I don't prefer niggas to holler at me and tell me, you know, I'm gonna do so and so. I don't like that type of behavior, personally. So Ari, he kind of get on my nerves. He probably gonna grow on me, but anyway, we see the girls. They're on their way to game night. This whole episode was about game night. So it's Tia, Crystal, and Simone on their way to game night. And again, Crystal, whose mother are you? Whose mama is this hanging out with these kids? She's just got an adult demeanor. But they walking down the street on their way to game night. And I'm like, where do they live side by side or what? Because this is supposed to be Atlanta, I believe. My mama told me. And it's like, don't nobody just walk in neighborhoods in Atlanta. Did y'all park down the street? What's going on? Why is y'all walking? Where's y'all going? It's strange. But anyway, so they walking down the street. At one point, Crystal tells Simone that she needs some dick, and Simone says, "Ooh, girl, I got some the other night." And then they just do the whole, you need some new dick. And, you know, Tia is like, girl, I agree. this old penis it's just old, honey. It's stale. And then they bring up, because, you know, I sensed homosexuality in Tia's character as well, but she a stripper, and, you know, they like to play gay, so I didn't want to say nothing. But apparently Tia only had sex with a man one time and decided that was not her life. And, you know, respectable. Girl, here he come again. He is promoting, honey, this roofing company, roof restoration. They do siding, gutters, painting, honey, all sorts of things. All sorts. Our roof is pretty all right. It's fine. You know, the house is relatively new and the roof is doing all right. But I'm gonna tell my folk, like, he is literally just right the way it's. Y'all don't care anyway. This is why I put rambling at the title. In the prefix of my name is rambling. It's not Mrs. It's rambling. Like, if I ever get married, it'll be like, I now pronounce you man and rambling. Rambling and wife. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so they go into the game night. Simone at one point said that she has a purple dildo, and I said, well, that's homosexual. I don't know a single lesbian that does not have a purple dildo. I know a lot of lesbians, and all of them for some reason feel the need to express to me that they have a purple dildo. Like, it's a rite of passage in the lesbianics, I suppose, that the girls just, hey Kay, guess what? I have a purple dildo. I remember I was just minding my business. I was in beauty school, minding my business, honey. I was cleaning my combs and my clippers and everything, like, and they're just, you know, scrubbing, making sure everything clean. And this lesbian came up to me and said, I've got a dick in my drawer at home. Guess what color it is? And I said, it's purple. How did you know? Because all lesbians have a purple dick. Sis, First of all, why did you come to me with this? Second of all lesbians have a purple dildo. Where did we go here? What am I doing? Anyway, Ari invites Dallas over to the house for the game night. Bryson is very upset because he feels like every gentleman that comes in the house is competition because all of them gonna want Simone. And granted, Simone is gorgeous. She's beautiful. She ain't the only woman in the house. Dallas could have been after, Crystal. He could have had his eye on Tia, even though Tia would not have. That's not her testimony. But he could have been looking at her. Like, you just assume every man that walks up in here is after Simone. Also, she not your property. So, anyway. He mad because Dallas is in the house. Simone texts Ari, "What's up with your boy?" Ari texts back, "It's my boy." Like, Oh, I love a good gay subtext. I do. It's one of my favorite things. And it's just like, oh, Simone's like, okay, well, what happened to the girl you was after? And he like, look, I had one of my bisexual friends told me one time. He leaned over, and I see people just feel the need to tell me too much. He leaned over to me one time and said, "Kay, whole is whole." I hope my mom ain't watching this. He said, "Whole is whole," and I said, "You know what? I guess so." I don't know. Anyway, so Simone put that right out of her mind. It ain't gonna be Dallas. The Postmates man comes in, and instead of continuing his work, because it's like they asked him, does he want to play games? And it's like, I would have been like, I would love to. Y'all let me know when the next game night is, but I'm making money right now. I cannot imagine a time in my life where I'm gonna say, well, I could deliver food and make money and get tips and things, or I could play games with these strangers. I'm gonna play games with these strangers. There's never been a time, and there will never be a time in my personal life where I do it. But Postmates, he does it. He flirting with Simone. Bryson is mad, and he having hissy light-skinned fits, honey. He's so light-skinned, Jesus. He is just, he's me. He's me. He's hissy. He's emotional, honey. He's throwing tantrums. He is me. Period. Anyway, at some point, girl, David and Crystal are outside. He puts a jacket over her back, and she takes the jacket and puts it over to the side. And I'm like, well, you could have just said, no, thank you, I'm not cold. But she had like a piece of attitude. And he, again, with your two saved friends, you cannot invite your two saved friends where you not doing saved things. So he looks at her and says, "You're still drinking the devil's nectar, I see." And I'm like, ugh. You really want to be that saved? You want to be that? I mean, I guess, honey, it's your testimony, and that's how you gonna make it into the kingdom. But good Lord, the devil's nectar? How corny! How I hated it. I don't begrudge him for not drinking, because I really don't drink like that. I don't get drunk, so I don't drink. Like, my body just doesn't process alcohol in a way that it would be feasible for me to pay money to get drunk. Like, I would have to spend a lot of money to get a little drunk, and so I just don't really do a lot of drinking. But it's like, I don't mind folks not drink. That's fine. But the devil's nectar, you have to judge this woman. First of all, you judged her for drinking. Second of all, you called it the devil's nectar. Gross. Anyway, apparently they used to go together. They didn't have the best breakup, I guess, I assume. And basically that's that. I think Simone went off with the Postmates man, who, again, you could be getting a check, but I guess to a man, booty. Booty. And Ari and Dallas go on off to the hotel, to the jacuzzi and such, and jacuzzi. You know, that's what you do. You go to the jacuzzi and you jacuzzi. So they're jacuzzing. And that's basically the episode. So I'll hit y'all with the next two when I watch them. And then I'll hit y'all with the two after that when I watch them. Peace.